Reddit, what are your worst family drama stories?
I, 28 male, need some outside perspective because my entire family is divided and I'm being treated like I set the house on fire instead of just telling the truth. My parents divorced when I was 15. It was messy. My mom, Linda, moved us to her hometown of Flagstaff, Arizona. My dad, Robert, stayed in Phoenix, remarried a woman named Diane about 5 years ago. Diane has 2 kids, Chloe, 22, and Ben, 19. For the last 5 years, my dad has been on a mission to create the perfect blended family, but from my perspective, it's felt more like he's been trying to replace the old one with a shiny new model. The issue has always been gifts and effort. For context, my sister, Anna, 25, and I are both musicians. Not famous, but we work at it. I teach guitar and gig on weekends, she's a session cellist. Our whole lives, gifts from dad were perfunctory. Generic gift cards, cash in a card, which is fine, honestly, sometimes a last-minute sweater. He never seemed to pay attention to our actual interests. The year I saved up for 6 months to buy a vintage Fender amp, he gave me a Best Buy gift card for electronics. It felt like he was checking a box. Contrast with Chloe and Ben. Chloe is into high-end hiking gear. For her 21st, Dad flew her to Denver to go to the flagship REI and told her to pick out anything she wanted. Ben is a sneakerhead. Dad has paid resale prices, like hundreds over retail, for limited edition Nikes for him. For their graduations, they got trips. For ours, we got a fancy dinner where he spent half the time on his phone with work. Anna and I have talked about this. It hurts, but we've mostly made peace with it. We have a good relationship with our mom, our own lives. We see Dad on holidays and the obligatory summer visit. We're cordial with Diane and her kids, but we're not close. Chloe and Ben are nice enough, but they're spoiled and it shows. They talk over people, expect the best of everything, and have never once thanked me or Anna for the thoughtful, and honestly, more financially strained, gifts we carefully pick for them. Which brings us to the disaster. Dad decided the ultimate blending activity would be a week-long family vacation at a big rental house in Sedona. All of us, him, Diane, Chloe, Ben, Anna, me, and my mom was even invited, she wisely declined. He paid for everything, flights, the huge house, rental jeeps for the pink Jeep tours, the works. He framed it as his gift to all of us. The first few days were tense but okay. The scenery was beautiful. The breaking point was on day 4. We were all lounging in the great room of this rental after a hike. Chloe was showing off her new, clearly very expensive Lululemon outfit she'd bought in town. Ben was complaining that the rental Jeeps weren't the Rubicon trim level. Dad was beaming, just happy to have everyone together. Then, Diane said, "Robert, you're just too generous. The kids don't even know how to thank you enough." She looked pointedly at Chloe and Ben. Chloe, without looking up from her phone, gave a lazy smile and said, "Oh yeah, thanks Dad." The REI spree was epic. Then she nudged Ben and said, "Quieter but not quiet enough, at least he finally got us cool stuff." Remember those lame gift card years? Ben snorted. Right? Felt like he was regifting from some corporate client. The air left the room. Anna and I froze. We made eye contact. Those lame gift card years were our years. Those were the gifts he gave us, his biological children, while he was saving his grand gestures for them. Dad looked uncomfortable but said nothing. He just took a sip of his drink and looked out at the red rocks. I saw red. All the years of polite silence, of biting our tongues, of watching him bend over backwards for kids who clearly saw him as a walking wallet who finally started paying out, it just boiled over. I stood up. I said, "You want to know why those were the gift card years, Chloe?" "Oh, I think I will," I said. My voice was scarily calm. "Those lame gift card years you're laughing about? Those were for me and Anna. That was when Dad was our dad, full-time. Those generic gifts were what we got while he was supposedly too busy or distracted to notice that I played guitar every day or that Anna lived for her cello. But then he married your mom, and suddenly he's father of the year, but only for you two. Trips to REI. Sneakers that cost a month's rent. And you know what the kicker is? You don't even appreciate it. You just expect it. You're mocking the bare minimum he gave his own kids while treating his over-the-top spending on you as your rightful due. Chloe turned bright red. Ben looked at the floor. Diane started sputtering about blending families and different needs. I turned to my dad. And you just sat there. You heard them trash the only gifts you ever gave us, and you said nothing. You've been trying to buy their love for 5 years while treating Anna and me like an afterthought you have to manage twice a year. This isn't a blended family. It's a performance, and we're the audience you forgot to care about. I walked out, packed my bag, called an Uber to the Flagstaff airport. It was a long, expensive ride, and flew home. Anna followed me out and left the next morning. Since then, it's been nuclear. Dad is furious. He says I humiliated him in front of his new family, ruined the vacation he paid for, and was cruel to Chloe and Ben, who are still adjusting. Diane has sent multiple texts calling me a jealous, divisive person who can't be happy for my dad's happiness. Chloe and Ben have blocked me on social media, but my mom says I finally said what needed to be said. Anna is fully on my side, though she's sad it blew up. A few aunts and uncles on my dad's side have actually reached out privately to say, it's about time someone said it, that dad has been blatantly favoring his stepkids for years and everyone has noticed but been too polite to mention. So, Reddit, am I the bad person for ruining the vacation and telling my dad the truth about how his favoritism looks, and what his stepkids really think of his past gifts?
If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe.